Hi, this is a short video just to mention a few things about variable declaration and naming. So far we've been a little bit loose and we've done things like int x equals 10. This is actually doing two things. This is declaring a variable and assigning it. So this is really doing int x, where we say the name of the variable, which is x, and the type, which is int. And remember that the compiler has to know about the name and the type of every variable. But the value, of course, can change many times, so then the assignment statement is doing like x equals 10. So this is called declaration, and the second one is called assignment. And usually the first time we declare a variable, we go ahead and assign it at the same time, so there's this convenient syntax for that. And there's also a syntax where you can declare and assign multiple variables at once, but I personally don't like to do that, so I'm not going to show you how to do it, but it is in the notes if you want to see. And then the other thing is just what can we name variables. So far, we've usually stuck to like lowercase names, such as x or my var. My var. I'm using a new tablet to write in case you can't tell. But we can also use underscores, are very common to use in variable names, like something awesome. So that's a very common looking C variable name. C also allows you to use capital letters. So a variable that would be an example. This is what's called camel case, where you capitalize the word in the middle. That's more common in other programming languages as a stylistic thing, but it's perfectly valid in C. But I want to point out that that is not the same as the same name with all lowercase letters. So make sure that you're careful about that. Usually it's a bad programming design if you have two different variables with different capitalizations and you mean for them to be different, because that can be really confusing for a human that wants to read that code and understand it. We can also put numbers in, so we can call something like fruit 17 would be a perfectly fine variable name, but the numbers can't start at the beginning. So you couldn't have a variable name like 17 fruit. Okay, so just some things about naming and declaring variables in C.